Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. In the matchup between Campbell and Virginia, Campbell opened the season with a 1-0 record. The Camels entered the season ranked number 13 in the Coastal Athletic Association, with Jason Sinani earning an honorable mention in the CAA preseason poll. Meanwhile, Virginia faced a whirlwind preseason as head coach Tony Bennett unexpectedly retired just weeks before the season opener. Ron Sanchez, a 10-year veteran of Bennett's staff and former head coach at Charlotte, stepped in as the interim coach. Virginia boasts an impressive record, having won 24 of their last 26 season openers. Campbell secured an early victory on Monday against a Division III opponent, although no player scored more than 15 points. Ranked near the bottom in the CAA preseason standings, the Camels lack a dynamic scorer, and even without Bennett, Virginia's team remains defense-focused. Virginia is expected to force Campbell into tough shots and limit easy scoring opportunities, likely establishing and holding an early lead to secure Sanchez's first win. Bet on Virginia to cover. Although Bennett is no longer coaching, Sanchez's long tenure with the program suggests Virginia's characteristically slow-paced, defensive style will persist. Expect a low-scoring game with Virginia's defense standing out. Take the under 133 points. In this intriguing matchup, Vermont heads to Auburn with momentum after a strong start to their season, aiming to challenge a formidable SEC opponent. Under the leadership of Coach John Becker, now in his 14th season, the Vermont Catamounts have become a regular presence in the NCAA tournament, representing the America East Conference with consistency and grit. Becker has taken Vermont to March Madness in 3 consecutive seasons and 5 of the past 7. However, despite this success, Vermont has struggled to advance, losing in the first round in each of their 6 appearances under Becker. This season, Vermont is coming off an impressive 28-7 record, including a stellar 15-1 run in their conference. They are once again the favorites to win the America East at -200, with their primary competition coming from Massachusetts Lowell, +325, and Bryant, +800. Their dominance over the conference is evident, having either won or shared the title for 8 straight seasons. Starting this season on a high note, Vermont secured a notable road win against UAB, defeating them 67-62 despite being 5.5-point underdogs. In that game, TJ Hurley led the way with 20 points, shooting 50% from the field. He received strong support from Shamir Bogues and TJ Long, who added 13 and 10 points, respectively. Vermont's defensive play was crucial, as they held UAB to a low 38.2% shooting rate, while the Catamounts connected on 37% of their 3-point attempts. This defensive prowess and offensive efficiency could help Vermont keep things close against Auburn. On the other side, Auburn enters the game with high expectations and a seasoned coach in Bruce Pearl, who has led the Tigers to 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Despite this recent success, Auburn has struggled to make a deep tournament run, not advancing past the round of 32 in each of those appearances. This season, Auburn finds itself in the competitive SEC, where only Alabama has shorter odds, +250, to win the conference title. Auburn sits at +400 to claim the SEC regular season crown, and they have even greater aspirations, with odds as high as +3,000 to win the national title. Auburn's roster this year features standout senior forward Johnny Broome, a force on both ends of the court. Last season, Broome led the Tigers in scoring 16.5 points per game, rebounding 8.5 per game, and blocks 2.2 per game, establishing himself as a critical player. His dominant play earned him a spot on the preseason SEC first team, and he is expected to play a central role in Auburn's quest for a conference title. Broome's presence, along with the Tigers' depth, has them projected to finish second in the SEC this season, underscoring their potential as a top team in the nation. Given the matchup, I'm backing Vermont to cover the +15.5 spread. Vermont's season opening win over UAB showed their readiness and ability to perform on the road. The Catamounts' solid defense, coupled with efficient 3-point shooting, makes them a threat to keep this game within a competitive margin. Vermont has established a culture of winning in their conference over the past decade, and that experience could help them stay composed against a high-powered SEC opponent like Auburn. Another aspect favoring Vermont is their slow, methodical playing style, which could impact the game's tempo. Vermont averaged just 63.3 possessions per 40 minutes last season, ranking 350th out of 362 Division I teams. This approach limits the number of possessions in a game, potentially slowing down Auburn's high-paced, athletic style. Additionally, both teams bring strong defenses to the court. Auburn finished last season ranked 6th in adjusted defensive efficiency, allowing just 92.4 points per 100 possessions, while Vermont ranked 61st, conceding 99.9 points per 100 possessions. This suggests a physical, low-scoring game where each possession will matter. In terms of betting strategy, I'm leaning towards taking the Catamounts with the points, as their disciplined play and defensive intensity could keep them competitive. Additionally, the game's slower pace and focus on defense align with a likely under on the total points. A methodical Vermont offense and a defensive-minded Auburn team create conditions for a low-scoring affair, making the under 144 points an appealing option. Predictions: Vermont Catamounts plus 15.5 points. Vermont's experience, defensive strength, and methodical pace should help them keep the game within reach. Under 144 points. Expect a gritty, defensive battle with both teams focusing on shutting down easy scoring opportunities. In this season opener, the LSU Tigers host the UL Monroe Warhawks, marking the 9th meeting between the two programs. Historically, LSU has dominated this matchup, winning all 8 previous contests outright. The last time they faced off in 2021, LSU thoroughly outperformed UL Monroe, covering a 20-point spread by an impressive 42 points and holding the Warhawks to just 39 total points. However, that Warhawks team was in a rebuilding phase, and they enter this season with a more cohesive and experienced lineup. This kind of roster continuity is rare in college basketball today, and it could give them a stronger footing in this matchup. On the LSU side, the Tigers have had some inconsistent starts in recent seasons, occasionally playing closer games than expected against lower-tier opponents. They even suffered an early loss to Nichols last season, showing that they can be vulnerable in early non-conference games. This inconsistency could be a factor again, especially with ULM having already gained some rhythm with an early season win. For UL Monroe, facing LSU is a big opportunity, and they're likely to bring plenty of energy and intensity to challenge the Tigers. However, LSU's superior talent will likely give them the edge in the end, even if the Warhawks keep it competitive. Betting angle: take UL Monroe plus 23 points. Given LSU's tendency to start the season slowly and UL Monroe's improved team chemistry, the Warhawks could keep this one closer than the large spread suggests. While LSU has the depth and talent to ultimately win, UL Monroe's familiar roster and momentum from an early victory may allow them to cover the plus 23 spread. Prediction: UL Monroe plus 23 points. In their last meeting, LSU scored 101 points, but that game still fell short of the 149-point total due to UL Monroe's limited scoring. This time, I'm expecting a more balanced scoring effort from both sides. UL Monroe had a solid shooting performance in their season opener, showing they're working to incorporate a 3-point game that could boost their scoring potential against LSU. They have a deeper rotation now and seem better prepared to get production from their bench. LSU, with an offense capable of regularly surpassing 70 points, should put up a solid score, but may not reach last season's explosive opener of 106 points. However, new players and returnees alike will be eager to make an impression, especially in front of a home crowd. LSU was 61st in tempo last season per Ken Palm, while UL Monroe was 194th, indicating both teams can push the pace when needed. With both sides looking to establish offensive flow, there's potential for a higher scoring game. Historically, the over has hit in 3 of the last 5 games between these teams. Betting angle: take the over on 150 points. The mix of LSU's up-tempo potential and UL Monroe's improved scoring outlook suggests a game that could break past the 150-point mark, especially if both teams push the pace as they aim to find rhythm early in season. Prediction: over 150 points.